So I'll start from here and
sorry about that. Welcome everyone. Nice to see all your faces here tonight, and nice to see you all online. I know you're there. So I hope that 3 mantras got everyone in the mood for meditating tonight. They are actually something we'll learn a little bit later, and that is specifically for the Sahasrara chakra, which is the 7th center that we're going to focus on a little bit tonight, which is where we go to have our meditation. And it's outside of our brain, or it's the top part of our brain, the limbic area, and it's our next stage of evolution. So in theory, if all of our chakras, you may have heard of chakras, represent stages of our evolution, now is the time of this one, which is where we are thoughtless, so out of the thinking. So we've thought a lot about life and figured out a lot of things with our brain. Still, we have to use the brain to work things out. But if we want to be out of our brain, then we need to be connected to our Sahasrara. And the lovely thing about Sahasrara, which Philip will tell us a little bit more about in a minute, is that you don't have to think when you're there. I think there was another point I was going to make, but I've forgotten what that was. And we're going to connect through our self-realization. So that's our connection with the all-pervading energy. I think that's where I meant to go, of divine. So we were just chatting a minute ago, Gulshan, about, the lovely sights we see and the lovely clouds and blue sky I can see now. And the flowers that are up at the moment. It's springtime here in Australia, and there's got to be a designer. They don't just spontaneously happen. And in fact, we're not just spontaneously here, a random act. So I think we've mentioned before that we can test that theory out in that if you have a jar of marbles, all red ones at the top, blue ones at the bottom, if you shake them all up, make them totally random, and keep shaking to try and get them back to the random, all blue at the top, all red at the top, you won't be able to do it in the time it takes for the earth to be created. So you're going to be sitting and shaking for many lives. So therefore, somebody planned out. Somebody's put them all in there and then put the other colour on top, is the point of that. So, and in contemplating that, it's just a matter of getting into that 7th chakra to get connected to that power around us. And it's not something that's going to go chasing after you. I heard a lovely analogy. It's like if you need some vitamin D from the sun, it is vitamin D or vitamin K you get from the sun? D. If you need some vitamin D, if I sit here, the sun is not going to come in and shine on me and give me my vitamin D. I have to go out and be in the sunshine to get my vitamin D. So same thing, if we want to get our evolution, we've got to get out of our brain and into the Sahasrara. Even though we want to not do anything and not think anything and let it happen spontaneously, there are things we need to do for that to happen. And the first thing, of course, which many of you may have already done, is to awaken our 7th chakra by awakening and connecting and becoming one with our Kundalini energy, which, if it's your first time here tonight, the Kundalini energy is our mothering energy that we want to make, acquaint ourselves with. She's been waiting there at the bottom of our spine for us to ask her to awaken and take us on the next stage of our evolution. So self-realization simply happens. So we listen to those 3 mantras, which we usually always play before we start our meditation, gets everyone subtly in the mood for meditating. And even anything we say which is aimed towards encouraging a higher self, our spiritual self, is a mantra, you could say. So we are going to take ourselves into that higher thought of all of our chakras, and then ask for that connection. So we're going to ask our Kundalini, which is residing at the base of our spine, to awaken, give us the truth about ourselves. So not just all our mental ideas, which we've got some wonderful ideas about ourselves, but there's probably a few false conceptions we have there. So let's find out the truth about ourselves, and nobody has to tell you. You don't have to believe anything I or Philip say. You have to just feel it and know it. So everyone is the master of themselves. So what we'll do is, and I'll hand over to you in a minute, Philip, but let's just do our self-realization. Right. We're going to just sit and take our attention inside in a minute by closing our eyes. But before we do that, we'll take our shoes off. Also, with your sore foot, you're allowed to leave that one therapeutic shoe on, but everyone else has got their shoes off. So if you're online, just kick your shoes and slippers off. We're connecting to the elements of Mother Nature, the earth, and we've got the air, we've got the candle on. So we're just going to chill and take our attention inside. So to say those mantras or affirmations, we'll ask a question at our heart. So this is all on the left side. There's something else I should mention to you. We do have different sides of our nature. In fact, we're thinking constantly, and we're thinking either of the future or of the past. But when we get our self-realization and go into our sahasrara, we're going to go in the present. So our journey to the present goes from our right side, so we're using our right hand, on our left side. So our desire, and we'll talk about that as well on our way, our pure desire is to connect to our spirit. Spirit's residing in our heart, but that's another story. So let's just, we'll be putting our hand on our heart, then we'll be putting our hand on the upper part of our abdomen, then the lower part, which is adjacent to where our Kundalini is, our mothering energy. Questions will be asked, answers will be given. We'll come back up to the top part of our abdomen, back up to our heart. We'll go up to our neck, and we'll try and open up this central channel so that we can pass through and get into our thoughtless state at the sahasrara. We'll go to our forehead, excuse me, by putting our head into the palm of our hand. We'll do from behind. So this chakra of the Agya, we need to really get through that. We'll tell you how to do that. And then we'll stretch the palm out, put the fingers are pushed up, and the central part of our palm will push down onto the fontanelle area, so that place which will become softer as you meditate more. So it's the place that was soft when you were a baby, but we grew up and developed our ego and superego, so it's a bit hard just now, but we'll start softening it up. We'll press down and we'll ask for our self-realization. And we'll ask for our self-realization to be established. So that's what we'll just do now and get into our first meditation together. So if you've been rushing around and you've still got all of the leftover things of the day, let's just close our eyes, take a few breaths, and just try and come into the here and now. So just watching your breath, not doing anything, just watching your breath. We'll take our attention to our heart by just putting that right hand on our heart on the left-hand side. And the question here to our higher self is, who am I? Who am I, and what is the purpose of my life? We'll go down to the upper part of our stomach, just at the bottom of your ribs there. holding it quite firmly. And let's just ask the question of our higher self. Am I my own master? Or am I part of somebody's business plan? Just doing whatever is coming up on tweets. That's the latest thing. Am I my own master, my own guru? So we're just aiming to contemplate these big questions. Let's go down to the lower part of our stomach, so just where the leg and the body join, pressing our fingers in at that area. And now we really want to awaken our evolutionary energy, our mothering kundalini. So we're just going to ask Mother, please give me the true knowledge of myself, my true self. Please give me the true knowledge. So really desiring to know our mothering energy, be guided by her. So now with this energy awakened, we can go to the top of our stomach. We can affirm, we can answer that question, I am my own master. So don't doubt, you are. I am my own master. Just say it a couple more times to yourself. Really feel empowered with that statement that I am my own master. Let's come up to our heart. I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. So she's there with you in your confident moments, in your not so confident moments. So you just reach out for her. Mother, I am the pure spirit. And now you're identifying with your true nature. We'll go up to the neck, so the joining of the neck and the shoulder. So it's just in between there, holding it quite firmly. Just turn your head a little bit to the right so that you can get a good grip. And the thing that really obstructs the passage of your kundalini here is feeling guilty. And so many things are there to make us feel that we're doing something wrong all the time. But we're the pure spirit, so we can say with full confidence, Mother, I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. We could say this 16 times, approximately, because there are 16 petals on this flower chakra. I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. You can clear out that guilt just by denying it. I'm not guilty. There's nothing that you need to feel guilty about because you're the spirit. You make mistakes, you can see that and not do it again. That's fine. I'm not guilty. A couple more times. So this chakra, you can feel it on your hands once you have your realization, and that's the pointer finger. So some of you who've been doing this for a while now, see how that pointer finger is feeling when you say, I'm not guilty. And let's go up to the forehead, just dropping your head down into the palm, holding it firmly on either side. We can open up our Agya chakra, this sixth energy center, by simply forgiving. Mother, I forgive everyone, and I forgive everything, all the thoughts, all the ideas. I forgive. And also importantly, I forgive myself. I forgive everyone and everything, and I forgive myself. And let's take it from behind. So tipping your head up into the palm from the reverse, just to satisfy our mind about things. We can say, if I've made any mistakes, please forgive me. Knowingly or unknowingly, if I've made any mistakes, please forgive me. And when this chakra opens up, the ego and the superego get pulled down. And then we can go up to the Sahasrara. So bringing your head up into a neutral position or a little bit forward, just stretching your hand out with the fingers pulled back. Put the center of your palm onto the center of the top of your head. So you're just pushing down a little bit so you can feel it nicely. And rotating the scalp in a clockwise direction. So that goes to the left, forward, right, back. Just massaging the scalp. And here, while you're doing that, you will ask, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please strengthen my self-realization. So whichever is appropriate for you. Really desiring from your heart, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please establish and strengthen my self-realization. And then just raising the hand up. As you raise your hand up, you be feeling a little bit of vibration or kundalini energy flowing on the top of your head. Change hands. Just see if you can feel that. Bring the left hand close, taking it up. It might be a bit warm. Ultimately, it'll go cool. Doesn't matter if you're not feeling it. Just feel relaxed and peaceful inside. And just keeping your attention up there where your hand was. You might be feeling some coolness still on top of your head, in the palms of your hands. And any fingers tingling, that's the state of your chakras. And Philip will tell you a bit more in a minute, but the integration of all our chakras happens in the seventh center, the Sahasrara, which means 1,000 petals, 1,000 nerves in our brain. So just let that feeling, it's just like a subtle breath on top of your head. Just let it happen. Just notice whatever you're feeling. We'll just slowly open our eyes and finish our first meditation. Just remember what you were feeling, and then for our second meditation, you can compare. Excuse me. And Philip might like to talk a little bit about the Sahasrara, and I've also got an excerpt for you as well, whenever you want that. So while you will start telling us, I'll try to remove this screen.
Thank you, Lynn. It's a subject and a quality of this era, the Sahasrara. And as you can see by the chakra chart, each of those steps up the column within us has been evolutionary. We had the heart, became human, we became collective, integrated. The ego developed, forgiveness came to overcome the activity of left and right, our conditioning and our ego. We've come into the era where the ego is very predominant, and that's very obvious. You can see the way that we've developed. The ego gave us the ability to create, make, and do, and we've really overdone that. But the thing is, the next step, there's another step to get our reason. And this is what Shri Mataji started in 1970 through Sahaja Yoga, where that energy, the Kundalini, the coil, the mothering energy, when it comes up the central channel, it moves through those centres. And what Lynn led us through then was the affirmations of allowing it to come up through the top, to break through the top, to make the yoga or the second birth. Yoga just means union. And when that comes up through and breaks through the Sahasrara, we get connected to the unconscious. And it's interesting that we're going from this brain, which thinks of past and future and all of it in the modern era rattling away, that we've got to go in our next step into this silent space. I'm not talking about unaware, talking about thoughtlessly aware. And that is a big step. And the Kundalini gives that for us to go to Sahasrara. Sahasrara means 1,000. It's a Sanskrit word. It's also, interestingly enough, that area there has got approximately 1,000 nerves. So there's ancient knowledge here. The word fontanelle is Latin for small fountain. Font, fountain, nell, small. So this has been known of. This is not just new stuff. This has been known of for quite some time. Buddha, in his representation, he has a lotus. early Christian paintings, the flame, the halo, the white dove breaking through a Pentecost in the Bible, the Al-Barak, the flight, the things they've all mentioned have been a little, what do they actually mean? And because they're so subtle, they're almost unexplainable. But once you get your realization that breaks through, we are then given the knowledge to allow this to develop, to feel it for ourselves. The interesting thing is that we're going from this busy modern mind to silence. Yes, the left and right are still there, but the vibrations have got to go through the mind. It's still there, but on a centered level. When this is opened, the present is available. The Agya, it's like a door. Christ said, knock on the door and enter to heaven. This is heaven and paradise. So when you go through and up to there, that actual action of this mothering energy takes us there. And in our meditation, once it happens, we have to go with that, be with it, and let this central channel strengthen. So the third quality of these channels, we've got the left, right, and centre, can be developed through the action of this cool energy, the breath. And if we look at traditional spiritual areas, breeze, pneuma, breath, fire, movement, is all mentioned of something subtle. This is what this is. This is the reason why when we feel above our head, there's the cool breeze of the Kundalini. You can feel it in the hand. And we have to take the time, once this is awakened, to let it develop and evolve. And by taking our attention here, as Lynn said before, we go above to there, which is a stepping stone. We've stepped up through a long period of time, mind you, to here. And this modern age is known as the age of confusion, Kali Yuga. And out of that, it's been predicted and is happening through this, that we can find what really we are. And the actual quality we are is a spirit, which is also here. Lynn mentioned before about integration. These qualities all combine and go here. And it's a totality feeling. And in that totality feeling, which is really goes against modern thinking, it's not noisy. It's not our ego. It is silent, joyful, and total, beyond any power you'd want to mention. Like that vast space out there, the scientists describe it as silent and powerful. And that's the same thing within us. It's there. And one thing, once we get this awakened, we have to let it develop. And this is where we become our own master, through the knowledge of Sahaja Yoga, to understand how to work this, let the Kundalini work it, to give us that silence. And it's through, only when it's through here, that they call it the lotus or the flame or the breeze, the breath, the pneuma, as the Greeks called it, that we can actually feel it. And the beautiful thing about this, it's not what we can tell from our experience. Yes, it is there for us. But the thing is, though, once it's awakened, if you feel something, give it a try, let it grow, and and I'm talking from personal experience when I first came. Oh, yeah. I didn't believe it. But when it happened, I thought, because silence is beyond our mental concept. It levels it. It's just there. And it's like, as I was saying before, it goes against the modern thinking of me, my clatter, all the things that are going on. No, beyond. And that's the step we have to take in the evolutionary sense. And that evolutionary sense, the important one, is when the Kundalini is awakened or the Holy Ghost is awakened within us, to take us to that next level. And that's a subtle one. And this is a beautiful thing that Shri Mataji has presented to the world in 1970 is that it is available for us. We've got to feel it and let it grow and let it develop. And when we meditate, go here, as Lynn was saying before, we lift our attention out of here to there. And that can be a battle. Even us who have been in Sahaja Yoga quite a few years, some mornings you get up for meditation, rattle, 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 rattle here, and you go, no, no, no. Silence. I forgive. Not that thought. And take your attention up to there, and you'll get there by a very simple action of going to here and letting it occur. The big thing today is that I'm doing everything. This is what the ego says, but this is not that. It's the action of this, awakening here, and for us to go with that and surrender the past and future to that up there. In lots of ways, as you develop it, becomes, you understand the simplicity of it. Well, Sahaja means spontaneous and easy.
And it's when that rattling's happening in the morning, you think, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But if you just go, oh, no, not that person to have that. And then you suddenly get an answer to whatever it was that was rattling.
Exactly.
And it just sort of gets resolved. And there's a reason why you've got to do whatever that is later, not now. It's meditation time.
Meditation time. And sometimes you might sit down for meditation, and because you are on the centre, not so in the left or the right, it goes straight there and you go, oh, yeah, you're there. And if you're on the right, you may have had a busy day or something, the mind also goes clatter, 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 go, oh, no, up here. And so that's the simplicity of it. But the only thing that challenges us for our growth is our past thinking and our future thinking. And it's as simple as that, but oftentimes quite hard. But we've got to recognise that breeze is up here and we're with it to allow the central channel to grow. And as it grows, you find it easier. Yes, you can take a few steps back if something happens, but you can always go back to that because it's there for you to go with. That's the beauty of it. And that's what the Sahasrara opening, whether we want to call it second birth, moksha, enlightenment, self-realization, yoga, whatever, there's many words for it through different cultural and spiritual areas. It's there for the human to have. That's the beauty that Shri Mataji has brought.
Yeah, and even if we look at all these qualities and think, oh, I'm not really very creative, no, I'm not very peaceful, but as you keep meditating, those qualities develop.
They come.
So even though you're often frantic or whatever, you can always come back for a little bit of peace.
I think also one of the beautiful things of realization is that in the modern era, there's this ego, we're humans, but you can recognize it and you go, and sometimes you get tripped up with it personally, but then you go, oh, and you can have a bit of a, oh, here we go again, or whatever, meditate, and you recognize that as a bit of a maya, an illusion, that you go, oh, okay, my spirit is, my silence and my spirit is above this. And that's what the Kundalini awakening does give. So it's there for everybody. And I wish a lot more people to take it up because it is very rewarding.
And the fact that you're all here now means, you know, you've been looking for this for a long time.
Yeah, and it's available.
An important point in life.
Yeah. Well, this is what Buddha spoke about, of monasteries of ages, ashram of ages, of areas where they go into seclusion to find this. Traditionally.
And there's probably still some people in the mountains.
Yeah.
In caves.
Yeah, probably in the Himalayas or somewhere.
There was somebody came to a program, an in real life program, an IRL program, and they were bringing their son actually, and they said, oh yeah, he needs to do it. And we said, well, what about you? Oh no, I'll be going back to the Himalayas. I'm going back to the mountains. I've nearly got it. And then we said, oh, just do it now. And he said, oh yeah, but and you didn't trust that you could get it so easily. We thought a few more rounds of the mountain and he's nearly there and he'll have it.
Well, everything.
He's not going to get it, is he?
Well, everything we have we can't claim. Who gave us smell? Who gave us eyesight? Even the ability to have ego, who gave us that? Even though it's there for us to blow, we can't claim much. And this is the same thing. Our identity and our real meaning is inside us by the awakening of this. It's not outside. It's therefore, and we've got to acknowledge the fact that there's more.
Yeah.
And it's inside us. And this is what Shri Mataji has given through Sahaja Yoga. It's beautiful.
Shall we listen to what Shri Mataji has to say about
she's
Sahasrara? It's quite interesting. Just a short excerpt. I'll get that up, hopefully. It's coming. Oh, here we go. It's this one over here. You just enlarge that for everyone.
Sahasrara which are enlightened. God knows what all you can have with this. This is such a tremendous area you are in, the 1,000 petals. And from there people have gained all the knowledge about science, knowledge about all the great discoveries are from there. So this is what one has to realize, one's own esteem. Self-esteem is different from self-importance. You should have self-esteem. With that you will become humble. You will become very loving because you are capable of love. And it is not forced on. I agree that from the ocean, the clouds rise and then they give rain and all that. But it is in the cycle of life they are doing it. They are not conscious of it. They don't think they are doing something great because they are in the cycle. You are out of the cycle and still you are doing work without any feeling of self-importance. You are doing because you have to do it. Another cycle, not the natural cycle, but another cycle of awareness where you are aware as to what you are doing. At the same time, you are very humble. You are very loving. You are very kind. You don't shout. You don't beat anyone. You don't say anything harsh to anyone. And you can manage the most difficult person. If somebody tries to be funny, you can always raise the Kundalini and be satisfied with it. If you secretly raise the Kundalini, the other person is finished. If you cannot raise it, then forget it. Forget it, he is a difficult person, it's a stone. Now in the stone, what can you do? You cannot make it flow the love and the dignity, all these qualities. It is not possible from a stone-hearted person. So forget it, that's not your job. That's not your job at all. So I would request that first of all, we should see how much humble we are. We have to be very humble. And that is your decoration, that is your beauty. So you have your love, which is pure, without any lust or greed. You love others only because you are in love. And then secondly, you are blessed with peace. You are absolutely at peace with yourself. And you will be amazed with peace, wisdom will come into. You will be regarded as the wisest man, wisest woman, because you are at peace with yourself. Only in peace you can discover the truth. You can discover every solution that you want. You become very, very wise and sensible person, outstandingly great than others. You are not like common general people. Then you have joy. Joy is something I cannot express in words, but still, joy, as I've told you many a times, it is singular. It is not unhappiness or happiness. It is just joy. Just you enjoy. You enjoy everything, every company, every incident, every scene, every happening in your life, you know how to enjoy it. See, just joy has a great capacity. Once I remember I had gone with my son-in-law and daughter to see some historical place, and we had to climb a lot. We were climbing for about 3 hours. So naturally we all got tired. And there was a little resting place made of marble. So we said, let's spread out ourselves here. So when I spread it out, you see, they were so much saying, why should we have come here of all the things, this, all that, they were grudging. Then suddenly, this is the joy point. Suddenly I saw the carvings of elephants. So I said, can you see these elephants? Everybody's tail is differently made. They said, Mummy, how could you see the elephants' tails? We are so tired. I said, you also see, you just see that. Because this joy, what it shifts your mind from nonsense. You see, you just say it's all nonsense. You just shift your mind. This is the way you get joy. And goes to the thing that will joy you. Supposing there's a person who is quite boring, then what happens? You just see the humor behind boring, how a person bores you. And what you learn out of it is never bore anyone. So this joy has a speciality, that it teaches you the essence of joy of everything. If it's say a bad film, all right, still you enjoy because you see how bad it is. Supposing, of course, if it's a good film, then you can always see. But you do not go on with your mind how to criticize. This criticism business goes out of your mind. So what happens? Your mind shifts immediately from something that's ridiculous to something interesting in the same thing. So you don't criticize and you don't feel bad about it.
So should we have a little meditate, Philip? You want to take us there?
Okay. Just open our hands on our lap. Place our right hand on our heart, our physical heart. This is the source of joy of which Shri Mataji was talking about. It's our spirit, it's in our heart. And through our meditation and development, it shows itself. And here we can say with assurance that I am the Spirit, because that's what we are. Underneath everything That's what we are. We are the spirit. When we get our awakening, that's what we are to become. I am the spirit. Take our right hand to the back of our head. This is where our past, our memory, our superego sits. And here we can say, I forgive myself. I am not the past. We must forgive ourselves. I forgive myself. We can be positive about the good things in our past, but let go of those things that may haunt us. We forgive ourselves. We let it go. Take our right hand across our forehead. This is where the human ego sits. And when we forgive others, we all come level with each other. I forgive. I forgive everyone. That can be a challenge sometimes, but it's one of our great qualities. And by forgiving, it's also good for us as well. I forgive. Take that right hand up and place it on the Sahasrara. Please open my Sahasrara and let me feel the meditation, the thoughtless awareness. Keep our attention up there. That's our crown. That's our halo. That's our lotus. All symbols of this area. Just lift our hands slightly and see if you can feel that cool breeze there. Keep our eyes closed and just bring our right hand back to our lap. Just a few minutes of just keeping our attention on our crown, our Sahasrara. And if thoughts do drop in, not this thought, not this thought, or I forgive. Then take our attention back to the top. And take our right hand and lift our Kundalini up the front of our body in line with the spine. She responds, the Mother Kundalini responds to this. We wish to strengthen her. Lift her several times and then feel again above the head. And just keep our attention there for another minute or so. Let's just open our eyes and take our hands. And what we do, we tie up our Kundalini. The left hand rises, right hand goes around it. Remembering this energy responds, we tie it up. Do that again. Second time, 2 knots at the top. We're tying it up. Third time, 3 knots. This strengthens the Kundalini also. Keep our left hand open on our lap. Take our right hand over to the left side of our body and take the hand over the top, through the Kundalini, down and back. That's 1. Do it again. 2, up to 7, which is the 7 chakras. We can feel again above our head. You probably find it stronger. Try and do this each day. That's the secret. That's how it grows and develops. And you really feel the benefits from it if you do it each day. Be patient with yourself and let it grow.
Lovely. Thank you, Philip. I'll put a little bit of music on for those who want to carry on meditating. If you're on Zoom, you have any questions or anything you want to share, the chat is there for you. We're very happy to chat, but we'll put the music on for those who want to stay in the meditative mood. Bear with me while I find that for you. Find the right thing. Small, isn't it? So feel free to use the chat, everyone. It's a bigger one. Okay. Got a concert formed for Shri Mataji, so we'll share that and make it play. Oh, did I not share it? No, I didn't. You can even share it. Yeah.
The second and final raga is a beautiful, what we call a prachalit raga, which is a rare raga. Name of the melody is Malgunji. And first you will hear a gat that is set to a cycle of 16 beats known as Teen Tal. And after that you will hear a composition that is set to a fast cycle of 6 beats known as Ek Tal. It is divided 2, 2, 1, 1. Rag Malgunji. This will be the final item. Thank you.
Good night, all. Thanks for joining.